Hello everyone, and welcome back to Royal Shift TV. Today, we're talking about a fascinating shift that many royal watchers have been noticing throughout 2026. For years, one of the biggest criticisms directed at Meghan Markle was that she was either too private or too public. Some people said they wanted to know more about her life. Others said she shared too much. But recently, something interesting has happened. Meghan appears to be opening a small window into her personal world. Not through major television interviews. Not through explosive headlines. But through carefully chosen moments that feel more personal, more relaxed, and more authentic. From family stories and lifestyle content to glimpses of everyday life, Meghan seems to be showing supporters a side of herself that many people have never seen before. And naturally, that has sparked conversations everywhere. So today, we'll explore why Meghan may be sharing more of her personal life in 2026, what it means for her public image, how supporters are reacting, and why this could be one of the most important chapters in her journey since leaving royal life. Let's begin. If we go back several years, Meghan's relationship with the public was incredibly complicated. Every appearance was analyzed. Every interview generated headlines. Every decision sparked debate. As a result, many people felt they only knew Meghan through media narratives. They saw headlines. They saw opinions. They saw criticism. But they rarely saw ordinary moments. In 2026, however, supporters have noticed a different approach. Instead of focusing solely on major projects, Meghan has occasionally shared moments that feel personal and relatable. Small stories. Family memories. Moments that remind people that behind the title and public attention is a wife, a mother, and a person building a life with her family. For many supporters, this shift feels refreshing, because it allows people to see more than the headlines. It allows them to see a human being. And perhaps that's exactly the point. One of the biggest challenges public figures face is losing control of their own narrative. When other people tell your story, you don't always recognize yourself in it. For years, countless articles, television segments, and social media discussions have attempted to define Meghan. Some positive, some negative, some wildly inaccurate. But in today's digital world, public figures have more tools than ever to communicate directly with audiences. And Meghan appears to understand that. By sharing selected moments herself, she can tell her own story instead of allowing others to tell it for her. That's a powerful thing. Because when people hear directly from someone, they often gain a clearer understanding than they would from endless speculation. Supporters see this as Meghan reclaiming her voice. Not through confrontation, not through controversy, but through authenticity. And in an age where audiences increasingly value authenticity, that strategy may be working. One of the most talked about aspects of Meghan's recent content has been the subtle inclusion of family life. Over the years, both Meghan and Prince Harry have spoken about protecting their children from excessive public exposure. And they've remained committed to maintaining privacy. But privacy doesn't necessarily mean complete invisibility. There's a difference between protecting children and occasionally sharing joyful family moments. Supporters appreciate these glimpses because they offer balance. For so long, conversations about Harry and Meghan have revolved around conflict, controversy, and royal drama. But family moments tell a different story. They show growth. They show happiness. They show everyday experiences. And perhaps most importantly, they remind audiences why Harry and Meghan made many of the choices they did. At the center of those choices has always been family. Whether people agree with their decisions or not, family remains a core part of their story. And supporters often view these recent personal moments as a reflection of that priority. Public image is a fascinating thing. It changes. It evolves. And it rarely stays the same forever. When Meghan first entered the royal family, she was introduced to the world in one way. After stepping back from royal duties, she was viewed in another. Today, she appears to be entering yet another phase. A phase that feels more independent, more confident, more self-defined. Many supporters believe Meghan is no longer trying to fit into expectations created by other people. Instead, she's creating a version of public life that works for her. A version that includes advocacy, business ventures, family, creativity, and personal expression. That's a significant shift, because confidence often comes from no longer seeking approval from everyone. And many observers feel that's exactly what they're seeing today. So why are supporters responding so positively to this new chapter? The answer may be simpler than people think. People connect with stories, not perfection, not titles, not carefully crafted public relations statements. Stories. When audiences see moments that feel genuine, they naturally feel more connected. Supporters often say they appreciate seeing Meghan in situations that feel natural and relatable. Moments that don't revolve around controversy. Moments that simply show life unfolding. And after years of intense scrutiny, many supporters feel these glimpses represent something meaningful. Not because they're dramatic, but because they're ordinary. Sometimes ordinary moments can be surprisingly powerful, especially when they remind people of our shared humanity. Looking ahead, this approach could represent an important strategy for Meghan moving forward. Rather than constantly responding to criticism, she appears focused on building projects, building communities, building her brand, building a life that reflects her values. And through occasional personal insights, she's allowing supporters to come along for the journey. Not every detail, not every private moment, just enough to create connection. And that balance may be exactly what works best. At the end of the day, whether you're a longtime supporter or simply an interested observer, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Meghan Markle is writing her own story. And in 2026, that story seems to be less about reacting to the past and more about embracing the future. A future centered on family, purpose, growth, and authenticity. But now we'd love to hear from you. Do you think Meghan sharing more personal moments is helping people understand her better? Or do you prefer when public figures keep their private lives completely private? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a Royal Shift TV update. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.